Welcome to another High exclusive right here on High TV, your luxury channel. My name is Dima and I'm back to talk about another great place to work. Sitting down with me is Mr. Sheran Abeyesundere, who is the Director and CEO of Advantis 3PL Plus. Welcome, sir, on the show. It's lovely to have you. So now, let's get to business and talk about why we are here. It's about having a great place to work, and having a great place to work meaning you have a great work culture. How does that actually affect the overall performance in an organization?
So when we originally took part in the survey for a great place to work, one of the things we did was to study as to how other companies which have won this award have performed and what contribution being a great place to work has made towards performance. We clearly understood that if we are a great place to work, it obviously has impact on the performance, and that is one of the reasons we took part in the survey back firstly in 2018.
So now your company has come a long journey from 2018 to the point where you are recognized as one of the great places to work. What have been the steps that you have taken to evolve and come to that level?
Yes, if I go back a little bit before that, it was in 2016 that we first took part in the GPTW survey, and when we got the results, we had not made it to the list, and we made a conscious effort to understand what are the reasons we couldn't make it to the list. We very carefully analyzed each of them, and as a management team, we brought it into our business plan that we are going to make it to the list by addressing most of those issues. So having done that, we periodically reviewed how we are progressing and then took steps to improve on areas which were lacking. And with that, we managed to make it to the 40 Best Places list in 2020, where we also won the Asia Best Award, Asia List Awards, as well as in 2022 to the top 50 list. So that has been our journey thus far.
So all the work that you've put in has definitely come into showing a result as well.
Yes, it's very much visible in not only the financial aspect, but in terms of growth for the people, their overall behavior, their overall attitudes, everything has turned to the better because they have a sense of achievement, having made it to a globally recognized list as an employer.
Let's talk about the role of management, specifically the senior management, in creating and promoting an open culture where the employees and the team members can prosper and grow and be open enough to communicate as well.
Well, I would say if you look at the purpose of Advantis, our parent company, it is to inspire, connect and enrich. And living that purpose also means that we should exercise that or make it known not only to our employees but to our customers and the community at large. When we undertook various programs towards becoming a great place to work, we always bore in mind that purpose of our company, and I think that helped in no small measure to get to where we are today.
I've got plenty more questions to ask. We'll be back right after a short break.
Imagine the possibilities.
Haley's Advantis, going beyond.
Welcome back to the show, and I'm in conversation with Mr. Sheran Abeyesundere, continuing on our great conversation about great places to work. Now, Sheran, tell me, have you implemented any systems or put any systems in place to prevent the employees from burning out due to overwork or anything as such?
Yes, Dima, we have ensured that we will not overwork any individual, and through that process we have also ensured that we avoid anyone being burned out in the discharge of their duties, and we would also encourage most of them to take part in things like sports and other activities of the company, and have them engaged and make anyone approachable to the higher management, where if they have an issue with being overworked or burnout, they would always be in a position to voice their concern.
Well, that sounds fantastic. And along those lines itself, how important do you think is it to have a right kind of work-life balance, and how do you promote that among your teams?
Yeah, so work-life balance, I think, is kind of a buzzword in the modern era as well, and how most of our staff would manage it will of course differ from each staff member to another, but by and large we encourage them to have the freedom to manage their own schedule. So we will not go with a hard and fast guideline as to how they should discharge their duties. What we would spell out is what is expected of them and the kind of result which is expected as they move on, and with that we have been quite successful in ensuring that the right work-life balance is maintained.
Now, you said buzzword. Now, another phrase I would say is like a great workplace for all, inclusivity. Now, how does one bring about that philosophy into an organization or the work culture itself?
Well, as you can imagine, we have a multi-religious, multi-ethnic workforce, and from different social backgrounds with different qualifications and experience. And in the process of discharging their duties to an industry such as ours, which is third-party logistics, to a wide and varied clientele from different industry verticals, we by default have to be inclusive and manage day-to-day affairs, because if not, our service levels would not be as it is. The kind of flexibility we offer the customer may also not be possible if we do not practice that aspect. So to that extent we ensure that inclusivity and take a very holistic approach towards providing the service to our esteemed clientele.
Well, it's time for another short break, and we'll be right back.
Imagine the possibilities.
Haley's Advantage, going beyond.
welcome back to the show, and we are reaching the final segment with Mr. Sheran Abeyesundere talking about great places to work. And so let's move on to the questions. Organizational agility. Is it a priority for your organization, and what measures have you taken to implement this for your organization?
Yes, I think that's a very interesting question, Deepa, because our unique selling proposition, or the USP, is the flexibility to handle complex operations. So with that, agility is something we have to be having within the organization at all levels. So when we are in a difficult situation, we give the autonomy to those who are on the ground handling any of our operations to execute it in the best way possible within the norms and the requirements of the company as well as the customer. So the flexibility thus provided will ensure in creating the customer satisfaction as well as avoid any unnecessary bottlenecks, because end of the day we are in logistics and we ensure the supply chain of most of our valued customers, and at no point could any of those kind of stall or breakdown, and agility is something which obviously has to be there, and the flexibility in handling it has also to be there. So it's a combination of that which ensures the end result.
Flexibility, flexible hours, those are a few words that we've been talking all throughout for the past few years. Now, we've gone through tough times. COVID has happened, we've had our lockdowns, we've had situations in the country where economy is concerned. So tough times, and I think plenty more tough times to look forward to. If we brace ourselves, we might get out of it.
Sure.
So now, when it comes to your organization, how have you supported your employees through these tough times, and are there any sort of reward programs that you use to encourage and credit those people who have been working really hard?
Yes, for sure, because almost all our customers in different industry verticals, as I said before, have a huge impact in the economy and its supply chains, and majority of the products and services are in the essential services category or essential goods category. And when we went through the hard times, especially during the lockdowns and before and after, we've taken steps proactively to ensure that the required resources, be it in the form of providing transportation or the necessary approvals to get across difficult times when there are restrictions imposed. So with that, some of our employees who have gone beyond, because going beyond is also another firm belief we have in the group, and one of the best examples was the fact that through the wave of COVID 1, 2 and 3, we have not stopped on a single day, and we worked through it and ensured that the supply chains keep moving. So I think that would be the best testimony for what we have done.
In conclusion, now looking forward to hopeful times, are there any particular changes or improvements that you want to see within your organization or within your workforce?
Yes, I think the trust element is something we again talk about in our group as well as our unit, where work from home and coming to work physically has been done in tandem, and to that extent we have to be flexible enough to accommodate situations and individuals as and when the need arises, and that is something going into the future I believe is there to stay. And the use of technology has also had its impact in these times, and I think going forward, getting into more technological solutions will be also our focus in order to support our workforce.
Well, sounds like you've got a definite plan set in motion. We wish you all the very best and we congratulate you for your achievements so far.
Thank you very much, Dima. It's been nice talking to you.
Likewise, thank you so much for having us. And until we see you again with another high exclusive, take care and be safe.